In this Leetcode problem, we will implement a stack using only one queue. A stack is a data structure where the last element entered is the first element to exit. A queue is a data structure where the first element entered is the first element to exit. Let us see how we can implement a stack using a queue. First, we have the push function to implement. Let us say we have our queue that will represent our stack. And for demonstration purposes, here is a stack. If I push an element to our queue that represents our stack, we can see that there is no issue here. Let us insert another element. Now we have an issue with our queue, since if I pop an element from the queue, number 1 goes out first. But because our queue must represent a stack, so it has to work as if it is a stack, then number 2 must go out first. So what should we do here? Very simple. I will rotate the queue. Let us do it step by step. We will iterate through the queue, take the element, which in our case will be 1, pop it out and push it again to the end of the queue. Since 2 is the last element entered, I won't pop it and push it out again. So basically, I want to iterate n-1 times, with n is the length of the queue, to be able to rotate my queue. By doing this each time I push an element to a queue, I make sure that this queue will behave as if it was a stack. Let me prove it to you by building the pop function. To pop an element from a stack, you must take off the top element, which is 2. If we didn't rotate the queue, when we pop an element from this queue, it will be 1, which is wrong. But because we rotated the queue to make sure it behaves like a stack, when we pop an element, we will get 2. And that is the correct behavior that we need from this queue. Now that we have the important stuff explained, let's go ahead and write some code. Here we have our stack implementation, and let's go ahead and implement this stack as if it was a queue. Now in C++ we have a built-in library called queue. So I will include this library called queue to be able to get the queue data type. Alright. Now inside my stack I will go ahead and create a private member which will be my queue. So I'm going to say private and it will be my queue of integers, and I'm going to simply name it queue like this. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to first implement the push function. So, in order to push an element to a queue, we have a built-in function called push. So I will say queue.push and I'll push x. Now what do we remember? Each time we push an element to a queue, I want to rotate it. So I'm going to say rotate queue. Now this function, well, we should implement it. So let's go ahead here, and inside the private section, I will make sure to implement the queue function. So I'll say rotate queue like this. Now how to rotate a queue? Remember, what we're going to do is we will iterate through the queue n-1 times. That means we will ignore the last element entered in the queue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a for loop. So I'll say for int I equal to 0, I less than queue.size -1, I plus. Like this, I will iterate through the queue and make sure I leave the last element entered. Now what I'm going to do is the following. I'm going to say queue.push, and what I'm going to push inside it, I'm going to push the front element of the queue. So I'm going to say queue.front. Like this, for example, I am taking 1, which is the front element of the queue, and I am pushing it again to the queue. Now the 1 will be at the end of the queue. But we still need to take it off from the queue because it's still in the front. So I'm going to say queue.pop. Like this, we took off 1 from the front, and now it is only available in the back of the queue. So, like this, what we just did is we just rotated the queue. Now, each time we push an element, we will make sure that we rotate a queue using this function. Now, why this is important? Again, because we need the queue to act as if it was a stack. Now, what will happen if I go ahead inside the pop function and try to pop an element from the queue? So, let's go ahead and try this out. I'm going to create a variable called x, which is an integer. And in order to pop an element from a queue, I first need to get it first and then pop it. So, because the element that we need to pop is in front of the queue, or it is at the front of the queue, I'm going to say queue.front. This will get for me the front element that is located in front of the queue, or in the front of the queue. Now, after doing so, I'm going to pop it. So I'm going to take it off from the front, and I have to return x, which I return the element that was popped out. Now let's go ahead and implement top and empty, which they are pretty much very simple. In order to complete the top function, I'll say return queue.front. So I'm basically taking the front element of the queue. So if I show you a stack right here and I show you another queue, if I want to take off the top element of the stack, Well, it's basically the front element of our queue. So that's why I used queue.front. Now for the empty function, it's pretty much very simple. Just say return queue.empty and it will return a boolean, either the queue is empty or not. So those two functions are pretty simple and straightforward. The important thing is you understand the push function, which if you want, I'll repeat it again. What we'll do is we'll first push an element to the queue, alright? And then what we'll do, we'll rotate the queue. Why we'll rotate the queue? Because we want to make sure it will look like a stack. By rotating the queue, we take each element and put it at the back of the queue. But we make sure we don't take off again the element that was recently put inside the queue. Like this, what will happen is that the queue will look like a stack. Alright? So like this, when we pop an element from this queue, it will look like as if it is a stack. Alright? So let me go ahead and test it out for you. So basically here we have push 1 and then we're going to push 2 and we need to get the top element. So basically if I push 1 and then push 2 inside my queue, each time I rotate the queue it's when I push an element. So first there's 1 and then 2 comes in. But when we rotate the queue, the 2 will be the front element and 1 will be behind 2. So if I want to get the top element of this queue, which represents my stack, I should get right here 2, right? And if I pop an element here, I should get 2 because it is the front element of the queue. So this is a correct behavior of the stack. And let's go ahead and see this. If I run, so as you can see, the top element is 2. And when we pop an element, it will be 2. So this is a correct behavior of our stack that is represented by a single queue. And this is it for Leetcode problem 225. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.